Good evening and thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Sophie Erber. Tim has the night off. Tonight we are inching closer toward the legalization of medicinal marijuana in South Dakota. That's set for July 1st, but officials say it might not be that easy. And it's our top story at 10.
Despite many towns not coming to a decision just yet, many cities are preparing for July 1st in different ways. In just a couple months, medicinal marijuana will be legal in South Dakota. And right now, city officials are trying to prepare as best as they can.
The city council has had first reading on 2 ordinances related to medical marijuana. One is a zoning ordinance. That's pretty straightforward. That's pretty simple. The other one is a licensing ordinance.
Although many meetings have been called to discuss this topic, officials from numerous towns say they haven't come to any concrete decisions.
Everybody is just feeling their way through this at this point. We're a step ahead of most other places.
The city of Yankton is working with consultants from Colorado on how to best manage and run the potential dispensaries, while simultaneously sorting through the legalities. And although it officially takes effect July 1st, state leaders say permits to sell might not come at the same date.
As I review the state statutes, there is a framework in which an individual from outside the state who has a lawful medical marijuana card in the jurisdiction where they come from will likely have the ability to obtain medical marijuana from a South Dakota dispensary.
In simpler terms, out-of-state residents shouldn't have problems purchasing their prescription here, but may possibly be asked to apply for a medical marijuana card in both their home state and South Dakota.
So we won't actually have a dispensary in Yankton for quite some time.
It does note that no license will be processed until the state promulgates the rules, which is anticipated before the end of October of this year.
Although we're just months away from the law officially taking effect, officials predict things won't start happening until late this fall. But you can still run the risk of being charged with possession.
And what we call an affirmative defense to prosecution. It involves basically getting the help of your doctor to verify that you need it. It could potentially help an individual get out of a pending prosecution.
Due to legalities, Yankton city officials say they will only have 2 dispensaries in their town, at least for now. Mallory Smith, KCAU 9 News.
Thanks, Mallory. Turning our attention now to the Molly Tibbetts trial. Christian Bahena Rivera's fate now in the hands of the jury after both sides gave their closing arguments today. The prosecution laid out the major evidence in the case, including video footage, Rivera's confession, and physical DNA evidence. The state dismissed Rivera's claim that 2 armed, masked men were responsible for Tibbetts' death and forced Rivera to dump Tibbetts' body in a cornfield. The defense argued that neither the police and the prosecution did their jobs correctly.
The analysis you have to do is you take all the evidence that you've heard and you boil it down and you determine if that evidence produces guilt beyond a reasonable doubt.
The evidence in this case shows that the defendant, and only the defendant, murdered Molly Tibbetts.
The jury was dismissed for the evening. They are set to resume their deliberations tomorrow morning. Senate Republicans are preparing to block the creation of a commission to investigate the January 6th attack on the U.S. Capitol building. Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell opposes the commission because the Department of Justice and multiple congressional committees are conducting their own investigations on it. 10 Republicans would have to break ranks for the commission to pass, but so far only 3 senators have said they're voting yes. 35 House Republicans broke from the GOP leadership to vote in favor of that bill. Meanwhile, GOP lawmakers unveiled a $928 billion infrastructure counteroffer to the president's $1.7 trillion proposal. Now, this new offer would provide money for critical transportation projects over the next 8 years. It also includes $4 billion for new electric vehicle charging stations, but leaves out funding for VA hospitals and lead pipe replacement, 2 priorities for President Joe Biden. However, Republicans say they hope this moves the negotiations forward.
We believe that the alternative, which is a partisan reconciliation process, would be destructive to our future bipartisan attempts, but also doesn't serve the American public and wouldn't get us to an infrastructure package such as the one we believe would serve the American interests, but also constrain spending to the areas of core physical infrastructure that is so important to this country.
I told her we have to finish this very soon, and there's another Republican group that also wants to talk, and but we're going to have to close this down soon.
The GOP plan would be funded through repurposing unused COVID-19 relief money. President Biden says he hopes to finalize a deal by July 4th. Here in Siouxland, O'Brien County officials said that they will go ahead with their plans to keep the parks open for Memorial Day weekend and through the summer months, even after all their park rangers resigned this week. The county board says they're moving forward with hiring someone to oversee some summer help, and also they have begun the process of hiring new park rangers. Now, last night, the board accepted the resignations of the park director and 3 park rangers. That was all at last night's meeting. Officials we spoke with praised the rangers' work for the county park system and also said they're not sure what the full impact of these resignations will be. And the upcoming holiday will cause a delay for trash pickup. Gill Hauling in Sioux City will delay garbage pickup by 1 day due to Memorial Day. That means Monday collections will be on Tuesdays, Tuesday's pickup will be on Wednesday, and so on for the remainder of the week. Also, the Citizens Convenience Center will be closed on Monday in observance of Memorial Day. And meteorologist Scott Larson is here. Scott, today did not feel like it could almost be the official opening to the summer season with Memorial Day. Quite the difference. We had rain and fog, but it does look like it's finally lifting.
Yeah, the fog has cleared some in Sioux City, so that's nice to see, Sophie. We do still have some problem areas in regards to visibility, though. Tonight, we're taking a live look outside, courtesy of the Wayne State College camera. This is set up in northeast Nebraska. We have those overcast skies. Temperatures expected to plummet down into the upper 30s and lower 40s. It is going to be a relatively cold night. Well, last night, we stacked up some substantial amounts of rain, especially in northwest Iowa. Wherever you see the green on your screen, that is where we had the radar indicate totals above 1 inch. So again, immediately east of Sioux City, you can see that we did have some pretty significant amounts dispensed. Not so much in northeast Nebraska or southeast South Dakota. In fact, there are some areas where the radar thinks the rain missed altogether. So again, some were not quite as lucky as others in regards to the rainfall. Estherville, though, picked up about 1.25 inches with last night's showers and storms. Tekamah, Nebraska with 1 inch. Orange City picking up just over 2/3 of an inch of rain. In Sioux City, in the Morningside area, there was a 1/2 inch of rain. At the airport, just over 1/3 of an inch. And Yankton, South Dakota received 2/10 of an inch of rain. Here's a look at the radar as it currently stands now. You can see that large storm system continuing to cross its way through Minnesota and Wisconsin. And we're picking up on just the tail end of that. A little precipitation there passing through South Dakota at this moment. Continuing to shift from the north to the south of Interstate 90. And it does look like we'll have some brief light drizzle and showers associated with that. As you can see that continuing to cross in toward Parkston, South Dakota. Again, not a whole lot, less than 1/10 of an inch of rain is expected overnight, but we will have a couple of showers here and there. Temperatures, those are in the 40s and 50s, so it is very cold for the month of May. 49 in Sioux City now, 43 in Mason City. The current temperature is at 46 in Cherokee, 48 Denison, and 52 degrees outside in Tekamah, falling close to 40 right now in Estherville. A major difference versus yesterday, as you can see that temperatures have slipped by between 15 and 25 degrees throughout Siouxland. So again, it does feel quite cold, especially when you factor in the wind. We do have a bit of a breeze now from the northeast. That is at 15 miles per hour in Orange City, 12 from the northeast in Yankton, and currently at 17 miles an hour in Storm Lake. So not a bad idea to bundle up a bit if you are headed out for tonight. As I mentioned off the top of the weathercast here, we do have some areas of fog and drizzle that still reside in Siouxland at this moment. 2 miles of visibility in Orange City, down to 4 in Estherville, 3 in Carroll, and 7 in O'Neill. So not expecting to see any sort of widespread dense fog in Siouxland, but still a good idea to travel with a little extra care through the overnight and into tomorrow morning. As we look at the stormcast now at 11 o'clock tonight, you can see that it's favoring some drizzle and light rain showers over the area. It looks like those will come to an end early in the morning on Friday. And for tomorrow afternoon, we'll actually see the clouds thin out and some sunshine for a change. It won't be a whole lot warmer than today, though, with highs only around 60. The stormcast bringing in some more showers as we get into Saturday afternoon, but it looks like that's mainly going to hang off to the west, likely even west of Highway 81. It's not not really until Saturday night and going into Sunday that we have those showers return in a more widespread fashion, but still only about a 30% shot at showers happening on Sunday. So tonight we will have some areas of drizzle and fog as the low temperature looks to fall to 41, and the wind will be, well, making things rather crisp from the north at 10 to 20 miles per hour. And tomorrow we'll have some cloud cover in the morning, more sunshine in the afternoon, as it looks like we're on track for a high temperature of 60 degrees on Friday. Here's the 9 on 9 forecast. Things improve some for the Memorial Day weekend here with high temperatures in the upper 60s each day for Saturday, Sunday, and Memorial Day Monday. We do have some 30% chances for showers happening on Sunday and Monday. Moving through the second half of the 9 on 9 forecast here, you can see that we'll have a return of some showers on Wednesday, but only a 20% chance with a high of 70. It becomes warmer later on next week, as it looks like we'll be able to hit some more seasonal highs in the upper 70s and lower 80s going into next weekend. Well, here's a great picture to share with you now. You can see some geese and their babies there in Emmitsburg, Iowa. Thanks to Gene for passing along that picture. If you have a unique weather picture that you would like to share with us, go to the website SiouxlandProud.com and find the weather tab. Just scroll on down to send us your photos.
Yes, I think wildlife photos are probably my favorite, and then maybe cool storm pictures would be the next one.
Yeah, we've had a lot of good rainbow pictures as of late, too. You can check them out on the website, too. But, yeah, definitely want to encourage you to pass those along.
All right, thanks so much, Scott. He's collecting. Well, almost 10 years ago, a massive flood devastated Siouxland, flooding homes, fields, and businesses. So on Tuesday, June 1st, we're looking back at the event along with some of the lessons learned and changes made. The flood of 2011, A Decade of Change, is a half-hour news special. It'll air, again, that's Tuesday, June 1st at 6:30 p.m. right here on KCAU 9 News. After a rainy, cloudy day, it was time to hit the baseball diamond. How Siouxland teams fared after some not-so-fair weather. That's coming up in sports, but first, a Siouxland man shows us the complex history behind his mastery of making a simple children's toy. That's coming up next.
You're watching KCAU 9 News with Tim Seaman, Sophie Erber, Chief Meteorologist Scott Larson, and Sports Director Jake Jones. This is KCAU 9 News at 10.
To a child, a kaleidoscope provides unexplained images dancing in front of their eyes, but it turns out those images can be just as mesmerizing for adults. The word kaleidoscope actually is derived from an old ancient Greek word for beauty. And tonight's encore presentation of our Siouxland stories, this beauty held that a handheld object instrument goes much further than the colorful pieces tumbling inside it.
This isn't exactly a man cave.
65 years old, still playing. That's all right, isn't it?
But for Rich Asenius, what happens in his backyard shed provides every bit as much satisfaction as any game-winning touchdown on a 75-inch screen.
I'm by myself. I can just work at my own speed. And I try and spend a couple hours a night out here, or try and get a little something done each night. It's very peaceful.
That's until he flips the switch. The noise, not indicative of the subtle, eye-appealing images found in the kaleidoscopes that Rich creates here.
There's not a kaleidoscope or egg that's the same. They're all different. It's not a factory. It's a handmade product. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I mean, halfway through the project, you might change your mind and do something, you know, do a little different design.
Hard blocks of wood, handcrafted with the kind of care that makes young and old alike squint and smile.
This is a kaleidoscope with a K, and these have pretties on the end, okay? Then when you look through these, you just hold them up to the light, and it changes the colors. See, I'm smiling already.
But to fully understand Rich's passion for these ever-changing objects, you have to turn back the calendar to 2014 and meet Leonard Olson.
So this was a tiny, tiny portion of my life. But then eventually, when everything else stopped, this is what I do now, completely, for a living.
For 15 years, Leonard was the man making things turn at the Kaleidoscope Factory. At shops in Pocahontas and Pomeroy, he put a twinkle in people's eyes. Sadly, on October 1st, 2019, Leonard, And Rich Hesenius' brother-in-law died after a terminal illness.
That was his life for a while there. Yeah. Just like being in that store, turning kaleidoscopes or whatever project he was doing. He lived right there in the store in Pocahontas. So people could come and stop in and see him whenever because he was always there.
Until that October day.
When we were in Pocahontas after he passed away, his sister Margaret wanted me to try and turn an egg, which is one of these. So I put it on the lathe and I just started turning it. And I thought, hey, this is kind of cool. So, and she liked it. And I thought, that's kind of nice that she liked it, you know. So, and one thing led to another. And finally we decided to continue this, try and keep it going.
And so Leonard is never far from Rich's mind, as he is now the one carving, sanding, oiling, and assembling.
Get it tight, all done.
In what continues to be a family tradition.
The oohs and ahs, it's satisfying. I'm having a good time. I'm having fun. And that's what counts, I think. My brother-in-law, I thought a lot of him, and I still enjoy doing this, and I guess as long as I enjoy it, I'm going to keep doing it.
We have new Siouxland stories coming up for you. Watch for them every Thursday on KCAU 9 News at 5 and 10. Also on Fridays at midday. And if you know someone with a unique story, we'd like for you to share it with us. Email us at the address on your screen. That's news@kcautv.com so the rest of Siouxland can hear about them too. And switching gears, no pun intended really. I don't think there's gears inside a kaleidoscope. Maybe there are. Our sports director, Jake Jones, is in the house. And Jake, you had to contend with fog and some rain tonight.
Yeah, definitely a lot of teams fighting through the elements tonight, as well as myself and our photographer. So big ups to Jonathan Mack. We got plenty of highlights from the Diamond from across Siouxland. Don't miss them. Stick around. Park's Lucas Gunderson shooting 76 apiece. Westwood's Andrew Johnson just outside the top 10 with an 84. And if the weather was anything like it was around here, that's all the more impressive.
I was just going to say, I cannot believe what an impressive lineup you have tonight with the weather we had. So
no kidding. Kudos
to you and your team. Thanks a lot, Jake. And we check in for one final forecast overnight. But first, let's take you outside right now here in Siouxland. Some of that fog moving out, so visibility getting better, at least in some places, and a little bit of wind as well tonight, Scott, we're contending with.
It's breezy out there. It's making it feel colder than the temperature would even indicate. 41 for the low tonight with some pockets of drizzle and fog. And tomorrow, once the fog lifts away, we should expect to see some sunshine through the afternoon and an unseasonably cool high temperature of 60. 69 on Saturday. We'll see increasing clouds Saturday afternoon with some rain chances through the remainder of the Memorial Day weekend.
All right, thanks so much, Scott. Thank you for joining us. We hope you'll join us again tomorrow. Until then, have a great night.